everyone, welcome to Xplore Talks. This is Pratyusha, verbal trainer. Today we are going to discuss a basic topic called subject verb agreement. I hope everyone is aware of it. So let's get into the topic. Subject verb agreement. Name itself, it is suggesting us that it talks about the relationship between the subject and the verb. So what is the relationship between the subject and verb exactly? If the subject is singular, then the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should be plural. In other words, both must be singular or both must be plural. So this is the first and the most important rule of subject verb agreement. Before talking about this topic, let's understand what are subjects and what are verbs. What is a subject exactly? A subject is nothing but, in a sentence, if you're giving priority to something, then that something is referred as a subject. For example, if I'm talking about myself in a sentence, then I will become the subject. Now, what are verbs exactly? Verbs are nothing but actions. The action that is being performed or the action that is happening in a sentence is referred as a verb. Now, let's look into few examples for subjects and verbs. Singular subjects. What are singular subjects? Most of the subjects are nothing but either nouns or pronouns. So all the singular nouns or pronouns will become singular subjects and all plural nouns and pronouns become plural subjects. He, she, it, chair, fan, laptop, student, bag, mobile phone, and car. These all are examples for singular subjects. Now, the plural forms for these subjects are referred as plural subjects. As you can see here, these are few examples for plural subjects. They, chairs, fans, laptops, students, bags, mobile phones, cars. If you look at both the singular subjects and plural subjects, there is one thing which is common in all the plural subjects. How we are making a singular subject as a plural subject? By adding a letter S at its end. So if you add an S to a noun, it becomes plural. Whereas in the concept of verbs, it is completely opposite. Now let's look into few examples for verbs. Here, as you can see, all these verbs are referred as singular verbs. And if you see, all the verbs are having a common letter S at its end. So this is the logic here. If you add an S to a noun, it becomes plural. Whereas in verbs, if you add an S to a verb, it becomes singular. See, these are the plural forms for verbs. So runs, singular, whereas run is plural. Dances, singular. Dance, plural. Slides, singular. Slide, plural. Jumps, jump. Thinks, think. Does, has, is. And the plural forms for these words are do, have, are. Goes, go. And stands, stand. Let's talk about few rules which are included in this topic. See, all of you, here we can see there is a phrase called there is a dog, there are three dogs. Since we are referring to one dog, that is the reason here we have used a verb which is singular, is. So here our subject is dog. Dog is singular and our verb is also singular. Now, if you look at this example, there are three dogs. Why we have taken are here? Because here three dogs is actually referring to something which is plural in sense. Let me give you one more example for this main rule. She are entering into the class. Can I say like this? She are entering into the class. It is grammatically wrong. Why? Because our subject, she, which is singular, should be represented with the verb which is singular again. So the correct way to say this sentence is she is entering into the class. Now, let's take one more example. They is playing cricket. Is it correct? No. Why? Because our subject here is plural. So our verb should be plural. I know what most of you might be thinking right now. If the mistakes are in subject verb agreement, if this is the concept, we can even probably change the subject to. But always remember, In a sentence, if there is a mistake, we are always supposed to change the verb. We can never change the subject. Why? Because subject should be given the priority to in a sentence. So that is the reason we are always supposed to change the verb but not the subject based on the context and the sentence. If ever we change the subject, actually the context must be changed.